So, good afternoon. You attended the previous classes? 3 classes we have done, right? First was on history, art and culture. Around 100 topics we have done from history, art and culture. After that, second class was on economy. Again, we had this snippet document and we have covered equal number of topics. Last class was on reports and indices. And we have 4 more classes. Today we have on international relations. Next class will be on science and technology on Monday. Then Wednesday on polity, governance, social issues, these topics. Then last class will be on Friday, which will be on this environment, geography, places in news, all these kind of things. So again, our like the overall purpose of doing this class is not to give too much idea into basics or discussing the controversies, discussing the conceptual things behind it. I assume that since prelims is too much near, you will be already well aware of all these premises, all these basic things. Our purpose is only to, in very limited time frame, to revise more number of topics. In history, around by less than 2 hours, we have done around 100 topics. And I have told you to just go through this material once again before next class. I hope you have gone through this. Second, today also we have around 90 topics from international relations. And how we have framed this, these are not arranged theme wise, these are arranged in more or less like a chronological order. Beyond that, like if you've gone through this material, you might have noticed that for every organization that is in news, we have done an extensive study on this about the organization page. Going to last year when we were doing the same classes, we were like saying everyone to just go through this about the organization page once. Just Google it once, just go through it. Because many times, whichever material you follow, some specific information, some new projects, this will be more prominent or highlighted in this website only. And उधर से ही क्वेश्चन आता है, ऐसे हिडन डिटेल से क्वेश्चन नहीं आता, highlighted है वेबसाइट में, उधर से ही क्वेश्चन पिक हो जाता है. So this year we have done this exercise extensively in making this document. You can see for around 90 topics है तो around 50-60 organizations है, इसमें extensively about the organization complete details इसमें provide किया है. And for coverage perspective also, this is having a very broad coverage, and how much more materials you will have to study. One updation material will be released in first week or 10th of May before that. So this will be the whole context of current affairs. We have already released around 10 snippet documents, plus there will be one updation file. And if you are somebody who hasn't gone through these snippet files, or if you are completely new to this current affairs, then you have this single file snippet also. Around 200-page document we have, and इसमें everything that is covered in snippet in a crux that is covered in this single file document. But if you are somebody who has gone through this snippet file, you don't need to rely on that too much. Just revise the snippet file again, once again, and same exercise what we have done for history. Like if something has to be added in sometimes Chola Empire का बात हुआ है, snippet में ज़्यादा कुछ दिया नहीं, then just go and read about Chola Empire. Similarly, same exercise do for every snippet document you are studying. Something you are missing out in this snippet document, try to cover that, try to interlinkage it with the basics or the standard books you are reading. So that is the context of whole this current affairs preparation. Now let's go to this. These are the 90 topics we are going to cover today. Again, we are not going to too much discussion on what, when, basics, all these kind of things. We will be running through the topics. What is most important from every topic, that we will be looking at. Okay. Come to the first topic. What is the first topic? Come to the first page. First content page. Comprehensive Migration and Mobility Partnership Agreement, MMPA. What is it? Tell me. From what aspects question can come? What is the purpose of this particular deal that is India is signing with different countries. Comprehensive migration and mobility partnership. So migration means a lot of things can come into picture, like for business investment related migration or refugee related migration, or it can be some other factors. So you will be giving 4 different options and you have to pick. This particular deal is related to student, academicians or technocrats, these kind of a specific area this particular agreement is like focusing on. It is not with just one country. India has similar agreements with many countries. Recently India signed with Austria. With Australia we have similar agreement. With Germany we have similar agreement. After this document is being made, I think not after, in 2023 we have signed a similar agreement with Italy also. So many of these countries, like mostly those countries where our students are going for higher education, mostly with these countries we have these similar agreements. 2 things you need to focus on: what is the purpose of this deal? Secondly, broad area of what category of countries India is signing this agreement with. Name of the agreement is Comprehensive Migration and Mobility Partnership Agreement. Second topic, Generalized System of Preferences, GSP. What is GSP? बताओ. EU से related, United States से related. What is it? What is the purpose of this generalized system of preferences? Usually we have this WTO, under WTO we have this MFN status. What is MFN status? Most favored nation. Under this, what is the basic criteria? You have to treat every nation equally. If you are charging 5%, say in क्या tax बोलता है? Not carbon, it is related to custom duty, import tax, all this. If you are placing 5% import tax on one commodity coming from Japan, you have to impose same 5% on commodity coming from, say, Taiwan or from UK or USA. So you should give every country a fair, treat every country fairly. That is the purpose of most favored nation status. Under which treaty under it is? WTO. Now going ahead, again, trade is considered as, like most of the countries, even China has acquired this level of development through increasing the trade. Trade is not simply getting whatever materials you want, it also has a developmental function. And developmental function is, if a country need to develop, or if a country need to improve the XYZ status or living condition status, then it has to increase the level of trade it is doing with other countries. So for those countries which are considered as least developed countries or developing countries, developed countries can give a preferential treatment. Suppose if US is importing different products, if it is importing from, say, Japan, it may be imposing 5% tax. But if it is importing from Bangladesh, it may be imposing 1% tax. This change, then this will not be contested against violation of MFN status in WTO and all. This kind of a deal is called as generalized system of preferences. This is engaged with US as well as European Union country, mostly Western European Union countries. Now, there is no, this is how it is different from free trade agreement or pre-free trade agreement deals. Mostly all these free trade agreements we see in the news, they are very comprehensive. It can contain huge number of list of trade items that is being involved or sectors that is being involved. In generalized system of preferences, which all commodities, which all sectors to include, this is all prerogative of that particular country. So this is not a broad agreement, this is only a very specific agreement. But US was having a much broader list compared to European Union countries. That's why it's generalized system of preferences we hear in news mostly in the context of US. And what happened is in 2019, I remember if Trump administration was there was some controversy regarding this Harley Davidson, high tax being imposed on Harley Davidson vehicles and all. Then after a lot of other controversies was also there. Then the conclusion of all this was stopping of generalized system of preferences for India. Bangladesh still have these GSP preferences. You might have heard in recent past that textile industries in Bangladesh has gone a boom phase. Even they have surpassed Indian exports. Now, why they are able to do this? Because they are still under this generalized system of preferences, while India is out of this. So there is some tax disadvantage for India for import to US. So why it is in news recently? Because India is trying to get some negotiation. Now Trump administration is gone, old issues are become a little bit old, new administration is there, so maybe there is change in attitude. So India is trying to like get back the advantages under this GSP agreement, but no such credible actions has been taken. Again, this GSP system, it was instituted under United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, UNCTAD. All the details about UNCTAD, 195 states, all these are given. Most important thing you have to keep in mind is the major publications of United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. What are the major publications? Trade and Development Report, World Investment Report, Least Developed Countries Report, Technology and Innovation Report, Commodities and Development Report. All these are 5 major publications of this particular organization. Okay. Third topic. What is the third topic? Chicago Convention. What it is related to? Question can come, this match the following type of question, 1A, 2B, 3D, all these kind of questions can come. Chicago Convention, it is related to what? It is related to Convention ICAO, that is the particular organization behind this Chicago Convention. What it is saying about? It is saying about fundamental principles and rules governing international air navigation. Now recently what are the changes being made? 2-3 issues were going on after this Ukraine war also. Civilian flights were under risk. Now under this, what is the next war that is happening? Hamas, Israel, Middle East conflict that is happening. There also there is threat to these civilian aircrafts. So in this context, countries have come together to strengthen this particular regulation related to the civil aviation. Now 3 Indian Union Cabinet recently approved the ratification of 3 protocols amending Chicago Convention. 3 protocols, Article 3 add clause explicitly prohibiting use of weapons against civilian aircraft in flight. Similarly, Article 50A, amendment increases size of this council from 36 to similarly an increasing size for a technical committee under this organization, that is Article 56 also. So too much about article number, that is not required. Only question can come is what is Chicago Convention related to? It is related to safety of civil aviation. Fourth topic, Global Compact on Refugees. What is it? Batao, Global Compact on Refugees. Refugee crisis, for some other reasons, there is always in news. Even during this Gaza crisis that was happening, we have seen a lot of images of refugees going to different countries or trying to go to different countries. Even we have this controversy related to Citizenship Amendment Act, that is also one way or the other related to refugees. So what this compact on refugees is saying, India has a long, a bit somehow complex history of hosting refugees. Despite not being signatory, India hosts refugees like Tibetan refugees like Dalai Lama, all these people, Sri Lankan Tamils, Rohingyan Muslims, Afghans, and all these refugees are living in India. Now, what is India's refugee policy? One thing is, India is not a part of our, India hasn't signed the 2 particular convention. One is the 1951 Convention on Refugees and its 1967 protocol. Both these conventions India hasn't signed. Now, what is India's policy regarding refugees? You're reading editorials, you might have heard many of the opposition parties Many of the writers are demanding India should come up with a comprehensive refugees policy. Right now, what is our policy? Completely on ad hoc basis. Like for Sri Lankan Tamils, we have one particular set of approach. For Tibetan people, we have another approach. For Rohingya Muslims, we will be having completely different approach. So now we have completely ad hoc basis. When a refugee crisis happen, we will do an analysis. इसको क्या करना है? Depending on the study, threat analysis or intelligence agencies report and government attitude, ये सब मिला के we will handle the matter. That is current right now what we are doing on refugees. But the demand is why we are doing this. There is chance for bias. There is chance for differential treatment for different communities. So to have some normalization into all of this, what this particular many of the writers or opposition parties is demanding, India should come up with a comprehensive policy on refugees. Now, coming back to global compact on refugees, what it is global agreement adopted by UN General Assembly in 2018 to create a better framework for managing large refugee situation. And it is not legally binding, it is not a treaty, it is only providing certain guidelines related to this, how to handle refugees. India is not a signatory to this. India is not a signatory to 1951 Refugee Convention or its 1967 protocol. Now, United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, details, all details are provided here. मैं इसका details में नहीं जा रहा है. Little bit details on this Refugee Convention. Few things में question आ सकता है इसमें. One is, it is a United Nations treaty. Second, definition of refugees. You should keep little bit attention on this because many times there is editorials on definition, controversies related to definition of refugees. Defines refugee as someone who, due to a well-founded fear of persecution for reasons of race, religion, nationality, membership in a particular social group or political opinion, is outside their country of origin and unable or willing to return. So where is the controversy lying in this? Comparatively, it is a broader definition. It's not a very narrow definition. Where is the controversies in related to this? बताओ. नहीं, definition of refugees में इसमें क्या? This is the definition of refugees provided under this particular convention. Now, what is the present day controversies regarding this definition? Many people consider that this definition is very narrow. Even India's official stand is this definition is very narrow. Why very narrow? Because a huge section of refugees is climate, disaster management, disaster and climate related refugees. They are not considered refugees. Secondly, there is another class of refugees called as economic refugees. Like Bangladesh से इंडिया में छुपा के आ रहा है. ये लोग क्यों आ रहा है? To have better jobs, कुछ job के लिए आ रहा है. Mostly these people can be considered as economic refugees. Why India is not signing these two conventions? Sovereignty concerns are there. Like India is saying that ये refugees outside people है, इसको क्या करना हमारा sovereignty है. इसमें कोई बाहर से लोग का, we are not going to consider somebody about this. Beyond that, one term is economic refugees are not considered part of it. There is one more reason that it is happened in 1951 and 67. In both these years, India was having either some kind of refugee issues. One, after partition, we have this refugee crisis. Second, after this Bangladesh issues, iska karan, we were having some kind of crisis post 1967. So in both these, India didn't got much help from UN or any other outside organizations. Kashmir issue bhi UN leke jaye, but koi solve nahi hua. So India consider that this is no much advantage. It is better we do it ourselves. No need to join any treaty or organization related to this. Other reasons be here, but these three are the major reasons why India doesn't want to sign these particular agreements. What is next topic? New Start Treaty. I think one UPSC question has came on this. 2021 somewhere around. पुराना है. बहुत पुराना, ठीक है. What is this New START treaty between Russia and US regarding arms reduction? And what it limits is limits on deployed strategic nuclear weapons, limits on delivery systems, 700 इतना ही होना चाहिए आपके पास. वेरिफिकेशन मेजर्स, तीन चीज में ट्रीटी बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है. वन थिंग इज दिस कंट्रीज आर लाइक कोल्ड वार कंट्रीज. व्हाट वाज देयर पॉलिसी ड्यूरिंग कोल्ड वार? कितना ज्यादा बनाना है सिस्टम, वेपन्स बनाना है, उतना ज्यादा हम बनाएगा. नाउ आफ्टर दैट दे आर कमिंग इन ए ट्रीटी. ये ट्रीटी में क्या है, इवन द मोस्ट पोटेंट वेपन्स को लिमिट रख रहा है म्यूचुअली, एंड लिमिट भी रख रहा है एंड वेरिफिकेशन सिस्टम भी दे रहा है. मतलब द अदर कंट्रीज कैन कम एंड वेरीफाई ये ट्रीटी एक्चुअली इंप्लीमेंट हो रहा है या नहीं है. दैट मीन्स लॉट ऑफ डिफेंस सिस्टम दोनों को ओपन अप करना पड़ेगा. नाउ 1-2 times this treaty has worked, then there is now so much of tension between Russia and US. Russia has withdrawn themselves from this treaty. Now abhi this treaty is not in force. Now let's see whether suspended state mein hai right now. हाँ 2011 में ये लेके आया था, लाइक फर्स्ट टाइम इट केम इनटू बीइंग. 10-year ट्रीटी 21 में 5 year के लिए रिन्यू किया था 26 तक, बट 23 में ये पुतिन हैज विथड्रॉन फ्रॉम द ट्रीटी. कम टू टॉपिक 6, शेंगेन जोन वर्सेस EU. क्यों हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं ये चीज? Schengen zone, the last topic here. You can see the map here. Schengen zone क्या है ये? Like if you got access to go to one country, you can visit around 27 countries. You don't need to take separate visa to visit all these countries. Schengen common area type of consideration. Now Schengen area is only related to people moving here and there, only related to visa relaxation. While EU is a much broader concept. EU is related to integration of economy, integration of other administrative systems. Much greater integration is coming in EU. क्वेश्चन ये कंट्रीज अभी कितना कंट्रीज कौन कौन है, यूजुअली इसमें क्वेश्चन नहीं आता, बट द मोस्ट रीसेंट कंट्रीज कौन कौन है इसमें आपको एक आइडिया होना चाहिए. लाइक क्रोएशिया रिसेंटली ज्वाइंट, एंड इसमें कोसोवो ऑल्सो रिसेंटली ज्वाइंट. 2 कंट्रीज का नाम दिया है, बुल्गारिया एंड रोमानिया. 31 मार्च 2024 को ज्वाइन करेगा लिखा है. दीज कंट्रीज आर ऑल्सो ज्वाइंट. इधर लिखा है 27 कंट्रीज. अभी ये 2 कंट्रीज भी आ गया, तो 29 countries are there in Schengen zone right now. There is a comparison between EU and Schengen zone that is given here. So ये recent countries कौन कौन है इसमें आपको थोड़ा आइडिया होना चाहिए. बाकी मैप्स आप यूरोपियन का मैप आप एक बार देख सकते हैं. Topic 7 is more important than Schengen zone area. European Free Trade Association, EFTA. Again, while making this document, negotiations were going on, but recently India has signed this agreement with these countries. European Free Trade Association का साथ. इसमें क्वेश्चन क्या आ सकता है, कौन कौन countries are part of this European Free Trade Association? Now European Free Trade Association मतलब कोई EU से कुछ कनेक्शन लेना देना नहीं है. हम EU से कोई फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट नहीं साइन कर रहे हैं. EU से साइन कर रहे हैं, उसका नाम क्या है? Something like BTIA, bilateral BTIA. That agreement is India's free trade negotiation with EU. वो भी negotiation पे है, उसमें progress नहीं है. European Free Trade Association, that is a group of countries: Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway, and Switzerland. You can see these countries. This blue countries, Liechtenstein is very small country here. This is Switzerland. This is Norway. This is Iceland. ठीक है, और बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. टॉपिक नंबर 8, वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमिक फोरम. Now World Economic Forum, you might have seen lot of question in UPSC also came from this. Why so many question is coming? Very vibrant organization है, बहुत चीज करता है, n number of projects लेके आता है, n number of reports लेके आता है. And अगर if you visit this WEF website, you go to publications, you will see a non-ending list of publications. And question exam में क्या आता है? many of these publications are non रेगुलर पब्लिकेशंस लाइक आर्टिफिशियल थ्रेट्स ऑफ आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस के ऊपर एक रिपोर्ट बना दिया या क्लाइमेट चेंज के ऊपर एक रिपोर्ट बना दिया. ये सब रिपोर्ट आपको देखना भी नहीं है, छोड़ दो उसको. ओनली टेक दोस रिपोर्ट्स विच आर रेगुलरली बीइंग पब्लिश. 2 ईयर में पब्लिश कर रहा है, 1 ईयर में पब्लिश कर रहा है, 6 मंथ्स में पब्लिश कर रहा है, रेगुलरली पब्लिश कर रहा है, वो सब रिपोर्ट्स को अब ध्यान देना है. इसमें लिखा है ग्लोबल रिस्क रिपोर्ट, ग्लोबल कॉम्पिटिटिवनेस रिपोर्ट, जेंडर गैप रिपोर्ट, this section, future of jobs report, fostering effective energy transition report. All these are some of the regular publications of WEF. रस्ट बहुत ज्यादा डिटेल्स दिया है. थीम के ऊपर यूजुअली क्वेश्चन नहीं आता, लाइक हाँ, एंड थीम के ऊपर बहुत टफ है याद रखना भी. अगर कोई स्पेशल है लाइक G20 का थीम है हम तो याद रखेगा, बाकी सब इट इज क्वाइट डिफिकल्ट. नाउ इसमें मोस्ट इंटरेस्टिंग पार्ट इज दिस मेजर इनिशिएटिव्स बाय WEF. ये आप एक बार अच्छे से देख लेना एंड इसमें से क्वेश्चन आने का प्रोबेबिलिटी इज वेरी हाई है. एंड ऑल दीज आर लाइक recently relevant initiatives by WEF. First Movers Coalition. First Movers Coalition is between US and WEF. What is the idea? दो चीज देखना कौन कौन है इसमें, क्या पर्पस है. पर्पस क्या है? Decarbonization, hard to decarbonate areas को decarbonate करने का, hard to like emissions reduce करना sectors like aluminium, shipping, steel, all these sectors में how to integrate renewable energy. That is the objective of this particular organization. Uplink, a digital platform that crowdsources innovative solution to address UN Sustainable Development Goals. Food Innovation Hub, support local innovation ecosystems in various countries with focus on all these kind of things. PACE, the platform for accelerating the circular economy, again a private public collaboration platform initiated by WEF. Global Alliance for Trade Facilitation, Global AI Action Alliance, the Edison Alliance. All the objectives are given here, go through kar dena. CP Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovations, Global Coalition for Value in Healthcare, Reskilling Revolution. All these are, लास्ट में एक सेपरेट हेडिंग में दिया है ग्लोबल कोऑपरेशन बैरोमीटर. McKinsey and WEF they are together are releasing these particular things. 5 pillars भी दिया है. So broad picture of WEF, most probable area से क्वेश्चन आता है. फैक्चुअल पार्ट इसमें कवर्ड है. Give me a second. What is next topic? 7th Indian-Ocean Conference. Topic 9, 7th Indian-Ocean Conference. Again, इसमें मटेरियल में इफ यू लुक, इंडियन ओशन से क्या क्या क्वेश्चंस आता है. सो 2-3 ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस है, उसका मेंबर्स, उसका बेसिक फंक्शन, ये सब चीज में क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. सेकेंडली मैप का क्वेश्चन आ सकता है, आइलैंड और कोई स्ट्रेट है या कोई ऐसे कुछ चीज है, उसके ऊपर चैनल है, उसके ऊपर क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. ये दो चीज में क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. सो फर्स्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इंडियन ओशन रिम एसोसिएशन, then Indian Ocean Commission, there is another organization, Indo-Pacific Oceans Initiative, Colombo Security Conclave. As a 4 organizations we have covered in this particular document. First organization is, or the most prominent organization is Indian Ocean Rim Association, IORA. What is it about? Founded in 1997, 23 member states, headquarters in Ebene, Mauritius. India is instrumental in formation, like India is a founding member of this particular organization, and India is currently vice chair, all of these. Now you can see a map of Indian Ocean Rim Association countries, and these are the countries which are there in Indian Ocean Rim Association countries. इसमें 3 countries missing है. If you count these countries, there is only 20 countries. We have already told that this organization is having 23 member states. कौन है 3 missing states? One is, will not expect at all, France. How France is part of this organization? Because France have this some control over some of the islands in the Indian Ocean. That's why France is a part of this organization. Second, Somalia, which is not mentioned here. Somalia is also currently a part of this. Then Maldives is also a part of this organization. ये आप note down कर देना वो picture के सामने. 3 particular countries, France, Somalia and Maldives, which is not mentioned in this particular map, are also a part of Indian Ocean Rim Association. Okay. Second organization, बाकी सब छोटे छोटे organizations है. Indian Ocean Commission, IOC. This is only a group of island countries that is around this Madagascar. कौन कौन है इसका members? Comoros, Madagascar, Mauritius, Reunion Islands. Reunion Islands is a part of France. Then Seychelles. ये 4-5 islands का group है Indian Ocean Commission. इसमें इंडिया कुछ नहीं है. Only ये छोटे छोटे island groupings का part है. Second, Indian Ocean Indo-Pacific Oceans Initiative. This is only a proposed organization. बहुत ज़्यादा ध्यान देने का कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. Colombo Security Initiative. India, Sri Lanka, Mauritius. These 3 countries का combined security initiative है. Colombo Security Conclave. CSC. बाकी आपको एक डिटेल्ड मैप दिया है इंडियन ओशियन का, कौन कौन आइलैंड्स. आपको क्वेश्चन किधर से आ सकता है? नाउ मालदीव्स फॉर सो मेनी रीजंस आर इन न्यूज. इंडिया से वो कर रहा है, ये कर रहा है. क्वेश्चन क्या आ सकता है? लक्षद्वीप भी न्यूज में है. समटाइम्स नॉर्थ से साउथ अरेंज करो आइलैंड ग्रुप्स. टॉप में आएगा लक्षद्वीप, उसके बाद मालदीव्स आएगा, उसके नीचे है सेचेल्स, कोमोरोस, मडागास्कर, मॉरिशियस. दिस ऑर्डर में आएगा. सो क्वेश्चन कैन कम ऑन आस्किंग टू लाइक नॉर्थ टू साउथ डायरेक्शन में अरेंज करने के लिए. टॉपिक 10, ASEAN India Summit and East Asia Summit. सॉरी. तो आसियान क्या क्वेश्चन आ सकता है इसमें से? Hardly question come on ASEAN members. 10 countries है. That was regarding, I think, RCEP deal was free trade partners of ASEAN. ऐसे कुछ क्वेश्चन पूछा था ना. ओके, डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन भी आया है. फ्री ट्रेड पार्टनर्स ऑफ ASEAN, इसके ऊपर भी क्वेश्चन आया है. बट दैट कॉन्टेक्स्ट वाज RCEP डील वाज गोइंग ऑन ड्यूरिंग दैट टाइम. सो इधर ASEAN के ऊपर डायरेक्ट बेसिक चीज आप पढ़ लेना. 1967 ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है. 10 countries are a part of it. Goals, all these objectives, key mechanisms, ये सब you can read the basic materials. Countries भी देख लेना, the arrangement of countries, all these kind of things. ईस्ट एशिया समिट ये क्या है? इसके ऊपर में भी एक क्वेश्चन आ सकता है ईस्ट एशिया समिट के ऊपर. Come to the next page, you can see some details of East Asia Summit. East Asia Summit is basically ASEAN plus 8 dialogue partners of ASEAN. इस countries का summit को हम बोलता है East Asia Summit. These are the whole countries coming under this East Asia Summit. ASEAN के 10 countries plus Russia, USA, India, China, Australia, New Zealand. All these other 8 countries are also part of this summit. Rust, India's digital public infrastructure stack. What is specialty of this? I'm only going to the most important part of this. What is this about? India's digital public infrastructure stack. A digital framework to give this public service delivery. How it is done in India? इसका digital framework को you can combinedly one name call कर सकते हैं, India's digital public infrastructure stack. Now what is specialty of this? This is a completely open API. That means there is no intellectual property claim for any of this. And this can be applied in any other XYZ country. It is not like this is only applicable for India. It is can be like utilized in different countries, and India is also interested to promote usage of all this. Like if we have this Google Pay QR code scanning system, this much level पे कोई country में नहीं है. This is kind of a recent innovation in India. This is also one kind of application of this open stack, digital infrastructure stack. Then key layers, presenceless, paperless, cashless, ये सब आप basic features है. Applicability in any country can use this stack without paying any intellectual property, all these kind of things. One other concept is in this discussion is mission life. Mission life क्या है? Again, this is something that is proposed by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in, I guess, COP26. What is the idea? Lifestyle changes karo to mitigate this climate change related issues. The basic concept is pro-planet people, planet-friendly practices, persuading policies, broad ideas of lifestyle changes is the crux of mission life. Now International Solar Alliance के बारे में बोल रहे हैं. ASEAN is trying to engage with this International Solar Alliance towards 1000 strategy. That can be a question. That is an initiative of International Solar Alliance. One Sun, One World, One Grid initiative. This is also a part of this grouping. What is the idea is? Like the conceptual idea is like integrating different grids of the world. At some point sun is shining in one part of the world. So if integrated grid है तो किधर कम है उसको हम mitigate कर सकते हैं in a much efficient manner. Now इसमें एक और organization दिया है CDRI. What it is? Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure. This is also another initiative that is taken by India. And headquarters, you can see it is in New Delhi itself. Bangkok Vision 2030. This organization का related है. BIMSTEC का related है. Question can come. BIMSTEC and ASEAN and other organization क्या differences है? Members का difference है, ठीक है. So very recently they have adopted some kind of headquarters, all these kind of things. Recently only it is gaining importance, even though it was founded in 1997. The question can come, either Bangkok Vision is related to which organization? It is related to BIMSTEC. Secondly, members को ऊपर आ सकता है. कौन कौन है members? So you can see here Bangladesh, India, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Nepal and Bhutan. These countries are part of this BIMSTEC. इसके ऊपर चेयर के ऊपर, ठीक है. कौन है चेयर? श्रीलंका है अभी, ठीक है. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक FATF. FATF so many न्यूज आर्टिकल ग्रे लिस्ट में डाल दिया या अभी डालेगा, ये सब चीज में है. व्हाट इज द बेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ऑफ FATF? G7 countries का है. And 1989 headquarters in Paris. Basic what they do is the naming and shaming. अगर कोई taxation policy को सही से follow नहीं कर रहा है उसको पकड़ के grey list में डाल देगा. They have these mutual evaluation reports on which they will evaluate the countries on import tax and all these taxation policies. सही से नहीं कर रहा है उसको पकड़ के ग्रे लिस्ट में डालेगा. अदर और गड़िया है तो ब्लैक लिस्ट में डाल देगा. ब्लैक लिस्ट में कौन कौन है? नॉर्थ कोरिया, ईरान एंड म्यांमार है. बाकी पाकिस्तान को कभी कभी ग्रे लिस्ट में डाल देगा, देन उसको निकाल भी देगा थोड़ा टाइम वो इम्प्रूव कर रहे. तो UAE को भी रिसेंटली दे हैव टेकन आउट फ्रॉम दिस पर्टिकुलर Fab 4 Initiate Alliance or Chip 4 Alliance. What is this about? One thing interesting about FATF I missed out. India is a part of FATF. India is not a part of G7 और OECD। FATF को कोई जरूरत नहीं है वो उसका मेंबर होना है उसको ग्रे लिस्ट में डालने के लिए, नॉन मेंबर्स को भी पकड़ के ग्रे लिस्ट में डाल सकता है। एंड मेंबर्स आर ओनली लिमिटेड, आई थिंक कितना मेंबर्स है, 39 मेंबर्स स्टेट्स आर ओनली देयर इन FATF, बट किसी कंट्री को भी वो दिस ग्रे लिस्ट ब्लैक लिस्ट में डाल सकता है। फैब 4 और चिप 4 अलियंस कौन कौन कंट्रीज के बीच में है, यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स, जापान, साउथ कोरिया एंड ताइवान। Why it is about? It is about this semiconductor industry. These 4 countries are leading in the semiconductor market, and you can see what is the specialty of all these countries. For the 4 countries, why they are coming into picture. United States holds all electronic design, automation, licenses, IP, intellectual property. This is very strong in US. Taiwan, more than half of world's chips are made here. In manufacturing, they are very famous. South Korea, it is famous, Samsung is there, so Samsung is like wholesaler for all the other semiconductor electronics companies in the world. Japan, raw materials and equipment for semiconductor production, all these kind of things. Next, green urban oasis, what is it? Yeah, FAO is coming into picture. FAO launched report on urban forestry and greening in drylands. So it is an initiative related to greening of drylands, launched in 2021 by FAO to transform dryland cities into green urban oasis. बाकी सब FAO के एक रिपोर्ट का sorry, ग्रीन सिटीज इनिशिएटिव, दैट इज एन इनिशिएटिव ऑफ FAO, उसका अंदर आता है ये सब चीजों लाइक अर्बन इनिशिएटिव, ऑल दिस आर अंडर दिस ग्रीन सिटीज इनिशिएटिव ऑफ FAO। और नेक्स्ट क्या है, एक सेकेंड, गिव मी अ सेकेंड। या सो FAO के बारे में बहुत कुछ दिखा है, आप पढ़ लेना। नॉट व्हाट आर द मेजर रिपोर्ट्स ऑफ FAO, विल जस्ट सी द रिपोर्ट्स, बाकी फैक्चुअल इंफॉर्मेशन आप अपना आप पढ़ लेना। State of food security and nutrition in the world, SOFI, that is one of the major report. Then the impact of disasters on agriculture and food security, the global report on food crisis. These are 3 major reports of FAO. Now there is a about FAO diagram that is given in the next page. Codex Alimentarius, that is a organization formed by FAO to develop the food standards, set the standards in the food sector industry. It is not just FAO, WHO is also part of this. WHO and FAO together launch this. Baki sab factual information hai, I am not discussing it. Topic 15, World Sustainable Development Summit, that is TERI का annual summit है. TERI is the Energy and Resource Institute दिल्ली में, उसका annual summit को बोलता है World Sustainable Development Summit. Topic 16, Inclusive Forum on Carbon Mitigation and Approaches. This is an उधर लिखा है, wrong लिखा है, OEDC लिखा है, it is OECD. So it is an initiative by OECD organization, Inclusive Forum on Carbon Mitigation Approaches. OECD का है, as I told before, OECD में 38 countries है. India is not a part of OECD. India is a key partner but not a member of OECD. Mostly what kind of countries are there? High income countries are a part of this OECD. Now some other initiatives of OECD नीचे दिया है. One is Tax Inspectors Without Borders program. Again, it can be very confusing if option में FATF सब आ गया तो. So very high tendency FATF मार्क का नहीं है, FATF का नहीं है, OECD and UNDP का combined project है, Tax Inspectors Without Borders program. Similarly, Paris Club. What is Paris Club about? Objective is creditors countries का एक grouping है. Creditor countries means those country give loans and all these programs. वो countries के एक group बना के उसको हम बोलता है Paris Club. Is India part of Paris Club? India is not a part of Paris Club. It is formed in 1956. 1956 में इंडिया में फूड सिक्योरिटी भी नहीं था, so we cannot be a part of creditor during that time. Now lot of initiatives to put regulations on artificial intelligence is going on. I think in science tech class we have discussed about this European Union's law on regulating artificial intelligence. So here 3 initiatives are provided here. One is Hiroshima AI process. Again OECD का बात कर रहा तो 2 major aspects, that is Program for International Student Assessment PISA. This was another OECD initiative regarding this education sector में दोनों है, टीचिंग एंड लर्निंग इंटरनेशनल सर्वे. हाँ, इंडिया पहले ज्वाइन किया, देन बोला ये इसका सही नहीं है सिस्टम, चेकिंग सिस्टम सही नहीं है, हमारे बच्चों इसे नहीं पढ़ता, हमारे बच्चों को अलग है बोल के इंडिया विड्रॉ कर दिया. देन बहुत साल बाद इंडिया को रीथिंक किया. आई थिंक 2021 में फिर इंडिया में असेसमेंट हुआ. आइडिया इज 15-year-old चिल्ड्रन को बेसिक न्यूमेरिकल, राइटिंग, रीडिंग, ये सब स्किल्स में उसको इवेल्युएट करता है एंड ग्लोबली करता है. सो सम काइंड ऑफ रैंकिंग आता है कंट्रीज का. हाँ हाँ हाँ, लाइक फॉरेन बच्चों का नाम लिखता है तो हमारे को बच्चों समझ में नहीं आता, इसे कुछ रीजन दिया था. तो एआई रेगुलेशन के ऊपर या 3 इनिशिएटिव्स इधर लिस्ट किया है. वन इज हिरोशिमा एआई प्रोसेसेस, ग्लोबल पार्टनरशिप ऑन एआई जीपीए. जीपीए इज रिलेटेड टू G20, इंडिया में हुआ था ये. सिमिलरली there is Bletchley Declaration or AI Safety Summit. Question mostly can come on this Bletchley Declaration, what it is related to. So it is related to AI regulation only or AI safety only. Topic 18, International Code of Safety for Ships. Again too much information है, IMO के ऊपर information दिया है, UN क्लोज के ऊपर इंफॉर्मेशन दिया है. वी नॉट गोइंग इनटू डिस्कशन ऑफ ऑल ऑफ दिस. इंटरनेशनल सीबेड अथॉरिटी के ऊपर फैक्चुअल इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोवाइड किया है. देयर इज वन टेक्निकल टर्म दैट इज गिवन, बायोफाउलिंग. व्हाट इज बायोफाउलिंग? बताओ. इन्वेसिव aquatic organism being introduced into new environments. ये कैसे वर्क करता है? शिपिंग कैसे होता है? यूएस का पोर्ट से स्टार्ट होता है, उधर से कुछ कंटेनर में डाल के इंडिया में आके डिलीवर करता है. नाउ 2-3 सिचुएशंस होता है. समटाइम्स ये शिप को फंक्शनिंग के लिए ये शिप बहुत पानी लेके अंदर रखता है एंड ये पानी किधर से लेता है? यूएस से या विच अदर पार्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड में, एंड ये डिलीवरी करने का जगह आके ये रिलीज कर देता है. तो बाय दिस प्रोसेस क्या होता है? उधर का इन्वेसिव स्पीशीज या कुछ स्पीशीज विल बी इंट्रोड्यूस्ड टू दिस पार्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. व्हाट इज कॉन्सिक्वेंस ऑफ दिस? ऑन कंटिन्यूस बेसिस ये हुआ या कुछ सम इन्वेसिव कैरेक्टरिस्टिक स्पीशीज आ गया तो सम इकोसिस्टम डैमेज कैन हैपन ड्यू टू दिस. सिमिलरली अदर रीजंस के लिए भी ये शिप लेके जाता है. लाइक समटाइम्स शिप अगर कुछ शिपमेंट डिलीवरी हो गया देन शिप को वापस जाना में भी खाली शिप नहीं जा सकता, तो दे फिल द कंटेनर्स विथ सम मड और दिस काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स. नाउ ये मड सब लेके दे विल डिपॉजिट इट ऑन द शोर्स इन समवेयर इन द डेस्टिनेशन का आसपास किधर छोड़ देगा. सेम देयर इज रिस्क ऑफ बायोफाउलिंग. Biofouling means in shipment industry there will be water, mud, all these things will be taken from one part of the world and dumped in other part of the world. This will introduce some risk of organism transport, and organism transport हुआ तो invasive species and ecosystem destruction ये सब चीज हो जाता है. बाकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के ऊपर हम कुछ डिस्कशन नहीं कर रहा है. टॉपिक 19, लॉट ऑफ फ्रेंडशिप्स, ट्रीटी ऑफ फ्रेंडशिप्स. इंडिया का बहुत ज्यादा ट्रीटीज के बारे में बात कर रहा है. India-Russia Treaty of Friendship and Cooperation that was signed in 1993. Why 1993? Because पहले Soviet Union था. After Soviet Union has gone, India has become a major partner of Russia. Then India-Bhutan Treaty of Friendship 1949 में साइन किया था. It was revised in 2007. What was the major change? In 1949 treaty, there was one term like India is a India has the right to guide Bhutan in its foreign policies. Even Bhutan, if has to import some defense equipments, they have to take the consent of India. These were all the terms in this 1949 treaty. But ये सब stringent provisions को avoid किए in the 2007 treaty revision, and it is more like a liberal treaty right now. Then India-Nepal Treaty of Peace and Friendship 1950 is there. India-Bangladesh Friendship Pipeline is there. Then it connects between Siliguri in West Bengal to Parbatipur in Bangladesh. 20 topic 20 India EU Trade and Technology Councils. बहुत ज़्यादा specific information नहीं है, something which we can anticipate a question on this. Factual information है, you can read about it. Green Deal Industrial Plan. It is an initiative of किसका initiative है, question आ सकता है. That is initiative of European Union. Response to US Inflation Reduction Act, which offers significant subsidies and tax breaks for clean energy technology manufacturing in the US. The Green Deal Industrial Plan is Europe's answer to maintain competitiveness and to avoid relocating benefit from US incentives. What is this going on between fight between US and European countries? Both these countries are fighting for fighting for investments in clean technologies. And US has came with so much of tax breaks for these clean energy, renewable energy technologies. So who was very upset? European countries were very upset, and they have came up with their own counter reaction. That is this Green Deal Industrial Plan. Basically, it is only a tax incentive package for clean and renewable energy sectors. Topic 22, Dar es Salaam Declaration for Action to End AIDS in Children. Only question that can come is what it is related to. It is related to combat AIDS in children by 2030. Bali FinTech Agenda created by IMF and World Bank Group. Again, IMF, a lot of details is provided here. 1944 founded Bretton Woods in organization it is. Key functions क्या है? What is the major function of IMF? बाकी सब कंट्रीज किस सेक्टर में काम कर रहा है? बाकी सम WEF ये सब कंट्रीज को लिया. These countries are basically working intergovernmental organization है. Private sector भी है, research reports निकालता है या initiatives लेके आता है. This is all the working area of all other organizations. IMF has some little speciality. क्या है? IMF का पर्पस ये है कि there should be stability in the world, stability from BOP crisis, all of this. कोई country BOP crisis में जा रहा है, IMF has the power to lend loans to this country, provide support system to this country, provide intelligence to this country. कोई countries this BOP crisis में जा सकता है, उसको intelligence provide करना या recovery help करना. Even recently we have this crisis seen in Sri Lanka in 2021-22 during this time. So you might have seen so much of articles related to IMF. IMF is recommending something. IMF is coming with a 50 billion plan. All these kind of different plans to bring out Sri Lanka out of this packages. Or IMF is coming out. So yeah, IMF mains में भी क्वेश्चन आया था इसके ऊपर, prelims में भी आया होगा. So IMF has two special purpose that is not with any of the organization. One is research purpose, that is they have credible economic data of most of the countries. Second is they are simply not a suggestion organization, they have the power to give money, capital देने का power है. And ये capital देना कैसे implement करता है? Through this SDRs and all. SDRs क्या है? क्या है SDR? Special Drawing Rights. It is an international reserve asset created by IMF to supplement its members its members countries official reserves. Established in 1969, and the value of SDR is based on basket of 5 major currencies of the world. 5 currencies कौन कौन है? US dollar, euro, renminbi of China, Japanese yen and British pound. These 5 countries का वैल्यू हम कंबाइन करके SDRs का वैल्यू निकालता है. और क्या क्या है? Multiple roles है, like, and all these voting rights in IMF, as well as if a country is going into the crisis, how much it can draw from this, how much money it can take to address the crisis. All this is based on quota system. Quota system, एक country का quota किसके ऊपर decide करता है? उसका level of trade that is giving, its का GDP size and all these kind of things देखे, per capita GDP ये सब चीज देखे. So ये सब चीज देखे SDR quota system allot करता है. एंड कोटा सिस्टम पे ऊपर रिलेट करता है उसका वोटिंग राइट्स, इसका एक्सेस टू कैपिटल, ये सब चीजों. टॉपिक 24, इंटरनेशनल क्रिमिनल कोर्ट एंड इंटरनेशनल कोर्ट ऑफ जस्टिस. 2 डिफरेंट कोर्ट्स, आपको रिसेंट न्यूज आप पढ़ लेना. बेसिक डिफरेंस क्या है? व्हिच वन इज एस्टैब्लिश्ड बाय यूएन चार्टर, व्हाइल वन इज एस्टैब्लिश्ड बाय इट्स ओन ट्रीटी और चार्टर कॉल्ड एज रोम स्टैट्यूट. Which one is established by UN Charter? ICJ, International Court of Justice, is established by UN Charter. And this basic function of International Court of Justice is settle disputes between states and gives advisory opinions on international legal. That means question related to dispute between states, that is handled by International Court of Justice. And it is established by UN Charter, and every members of UN are also a part of this member. So India is also becoming a part of member. Now when it comes to International Criminal Court, it is established by Stone Statute, that is called as Rome Statute. Both these countries have their location in Hague, Netherlands. This tries individuals for genocide, war crimes, crime against humanity. It works in cooperation with UN, reports annually to UNGO, and also cases referred to by UNSC. Now recently news क्या है? International Criminal Court issued a warrant for the arrest of Russian President Vladimir Putin. Now इसमें International Court of Justice Criminal Court पे individuals को ट्रायल करता है, like पुतिन को ट्रायल कर रहा है. So it is not between countries, it is on individual basis पे होता है. Now India is not a part of International Criminal Court. क्यों? Many organizations India is not a part of. Why? क्या बोलता है? डिसीजन बाइंडिंग हो जाएगा, अगेन सॉवरेनिटी कंसर्न्स है. हम क्या बोलते हैं? इधर पनिश करने के लिए हमारा कोर्ट्स है. वी आर वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट इन आवर कोर्ट्स. हमको बाहर कोर्ट्स का सुपरवाइजरी गाइडेंस का रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है. सेकंड, देयर इज ए प्रोविजन, इफ यू लुक एट द जुरिस्डिक्शन, International Criminal Court also has here cases referred to it by UNSC. UNSC can directly refer a case to this International Criminal Court. इसमें भी India is having concerns. ऐसे power नहीं होना चाहिए, because India is not a permanent member of UNSC. India doesn't have any veto power or anything. Sometimes India will not be there. You might have heard something was going on, this citizenship protest. There was a closed meeting happening in between these UNSC countries. Close to room meeting, something like that. So this is in what is India's stance. This is our domestic matter. We are not going to take this case. But if things goes to this International Criminal Court, then it can be mishandled. It can be handled in different ways. So again, this is India is due to these reasons, due to these concerns. India is not a part of International Criminal Court, but India is definitely a part of International Court of Justice, which is established by UN Charter and all of this. Map, you can go through it. Topic 25, क्या लिखा है? 102 initiative. What is this? It is Vanuatu successfully led a coalition to request an advisory opinion from International Court of Justice regarding countries' obligations concerning climate change. ये Vanuatu is a very small group of islands in किधर है ये पैसिफिक ओशन, ऑस्ट्रेलिया न्यूजीलैंड इसके ऊपर है ये. नाउ ये वनातू ने क्या किया, वी हैव ऑलरेडी सीन इंटरनेशनल कोर्ट ऑफ जस्टिस व्हाट इट डील्स विथ बिटवीन स्टेट्स को. ये बहुत सारे स्टेट्स को ऊपर जाके केस डाल दिया. क्या केस डाल दिया, ये सारा कंट्रीज क्लाइमेट चेंज बना दिया एंड कुछ कर नहीं रहे ये लोग. एंड कौन इसका परेशान हो रहा है, दिस वनातू, बिकॉज सी लेवल थोड़ा राइस हो गया, ये पानी में जाएगा तो हम मरने वाला है एंड इस लोगों का कारण है, ये लोग कुछ कर नहीं रहे बोल के दे गिवन अ केस इन इंटरनेशनल कोर्ट ऑफ जस्टिस. एंड इसका रिस्पॉन्स क्या था, दे हैव, इससे कुछ कंट्रीज को प्रोसिक्यूट करना कोई फिजिबल ही नहीं है. थियोरेटिकली हम बोल सकते हैं यूएन है, बाकी सिस्टम है, हम देखा लाइक इसराइल पैलेस्टीन कॉन्फ्लिक्ट, यू रशिया यूक्रेन कॉन्फ्लिक्ट, यूएन कुछ नहीं कर सकता. यूएनएससी कुछ बोलता है, इसके ऊपर एड देता है, सपोर्ट सिस्टम रेफ्यूजी को हैंडल करने के लिए कुछ करता है. इसके ऊपर व्लादिमीर पुतिन के ऊपर एक वारंट निकालता है, बट इम्प्लीमेंट करने के लिए कोई सिस्टम नहीं है. इफ यू लुक एट प्रैक्टिकली एवरी कंट्रीज आर सॉवरेन ऑन इट्स ओन. There is no way to force a country into taking any XYZ action. But फिर भी Vanuatu's this initiative has led to bring more awareness, bring more seriousness due to the debates going on related to climate change or climate change mitigation. What is next? Collective Security Treaty Organization, CSTO. What it is related to? Again, you can see a like internal conflict between two countries, Armenia and Azerbaijan. Armenia frequently invokes CSTO due to its ongoing tensions with Azerbaijan, particularly over the Nagorno-Karabakh region. Question क्या आ सकता है, ये रीजन किधर है, ये कॉन्फ्लिक्ट के ऊपर आ रहा है तो ये रीजन किधर है, इसके ऊपर आ सकता है. नाउ दिस CSTO क्या है, इसका अलग नाम भी है ताशकंद पैक्ट और ताशकंद ट्रीटी, ये भी इसका नाम है. व्हाट इज दिस अबाउट, बताओ. फॉर्मर सोवियत यूनियंस का कलेक्टिव मिलिट्री ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है. कलेक्टिव मिलिट्री ऑर्गेनाइजेशन मतलब सिमिलर दे आर ट्राइंग टू रिप्लिकेट इज नाटो. व्हाट दे आर सेइंग इज हम एक को अटैक किया तो इट इज कंसिडर्ड एज अटैक ऑन एवरीवन एंड वी विल डिफेंड एज ए ग्रुप. तो इसलिए ये दिस आर्मेनिया वांट टू टेक इट एज ए group attack against this Azerbaijan. You can see Azerbaijan is not part of this grouping. Armenia is part of this grouping. Belarus, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia and Tajikistan is part of this grouping. तो आर्मेनिया बोल रहा है ये लोग हमें अटैक कर रहे हैं, सीटीसी हो आप लोग हमें डिफेंड करो, बट कुछ हो नहीं रहा. So this is like a NATO-like system between these post-Soviet Union countries. Topic 27, you can see this map. Central Asian map you can see in little bit more details. Even in every map एक बार देख लेना. Last year also we had this question on Africa's map, islands के ऊपर, lakes के ऊपर, ये सब चीज़ों के ऊपर क्वेश्चन आया था. तो सेंट्रल एशिया मिडल ईस्ट में डेली कुछ चल रहा है. तो मिडल ईस्ट का मैप अगेन 2 साल यूक्रेन रशिया से क्वेश्चन आया, तो अभी वी कैन अज्यूम दैट उधर से नहीं पूछ रहे. तो नेक्स्ट क्राइसिस लोकेशन ऑफ द वर्ल्ड इज इसराइल पैलेस्टीन. लॉट ऑफ areas, lot of locations are in news. Some of the passes that connects Gaza Strip to Egypt. Egypt ने बंद किया था ये this pass when this crisis was happening. Then some refugee camps in Gaza, all these are in news. तो ये सब चीज मिस आउट मत हो जाना. Then all these water bodies in Central Asia, Black Sea or the other water bodies, Red Sea, Middle East में भी all these water bodies, कौन कौन countries इसका आसपास है, ये सब चीज कवर कर देना. डोंट मिस एनी ऑफ दिस बेसिक. सो टॉपिक 27, IPF. इज इंडिया पार्ट ऑफ IPF? बताओ. So this is a very you can say India is not a part of trade pillar. India is joined 3 pillars. So it is an organization which give you freedom to join any of the pillars. Now 14 countries in the starting था, फिर थोड़ा countries join किया. IPF, it is a US led initiative. What is too much revolutionary about IPF? If you look at the formation of IPF, this is considered as complete reversal of US initiative, economic global initiatives. Since Second World War, what is US propagating in the world? Countries किधर से transfer होना है? Where there is highest productivity. Suppose हमको ये पेन प्रोड्यूस करना है. Now ये कंपनी किधर इन्वेस्ट करना है प्रोडक्शन सिस्टम को? Where this pen can be produced at a very minimum cost. And इसका बेनिफिट किसको मिला? You look at the last 30-40 years. To great extent, India and China benefited out of this, and beyond India, China has benefited out of this. The huge growth of China happened by making their system efficient, competitive, so that globalization भी है and system efficient भी है. तो ये दोनों का कारण lot of investment has gone to China. Now, if you look at the Chinese policies, earlier times China was very good boy. They were not competing against US. They were very happy to confine to the bounds set by US. But after 2010s, you can see in 2010s also, there started conflicts between China and ये Southeast Asia में start किया. China start to create tensions with these nearby countries. हांगकांग का साथ हम देख रहे हैं, ताइवान का साथ हम देख रहे हैं, इंडिया का साथ और कुछ हुआ. द साउथ ईस्ट चाइना सी में सब कंट्रीज का साथ उसको टेरिटोरियल डिस्प्यूट्स है. So now this US and all these countries are thinking is, if we still promote this efficiency system, what will happen is China will still take the investment. The end of all of this will be, we cannot reciprocal system China से expect नहीं कर सकता, वो कुछ भी कर देता है. They can take, like if you look at the COVID, many times India and Australia, you can see after COVID is coming together. We already signed a pre-FTA agreement with Australia. Why India and Australia is coming together? Australia was one of the countries who said that COVID ने China ने बनाया है. Trump का पीछे Australia भी बोल रहा था. And what was China's response to it? What is Australia famous for exports to China is the beef products, the dairy products, ये दोनों चीज. And beef को China almost बंद किया. कैसे बंद किया? Not by banning exports from Australia. What China took put is these phytosanitary measures. They put a very stringent conditions. इतका लिमिट का नीचे आपको कुछ केमिकल्स है, then only you can export. इसका नीचे होता ही नहीं है. So technically they kept away this beef export from Australia. Now Australia was very, not just beef, many other sectors are also impacted. So Australia is very concerned. They are finding a retaliatory response maybe for the first time from China. Now this counter reaction you can see after post-COVID, there has been so much initiatives between India and Australia. They are coming together. They are trying to promote the trade. Now this similar experience happened with Japan with the semiconductor industry. If you remember these rare earth metals, China have super dominance over these rare earth metals. Again, this may be so much country, including what China did to Japan is they have cut off all these export of rare earth metals to Japan. Now Japan industry took almost 2 years to recover from this. So all this indicates that China can weaponize their huge trade potential. Now what is US counter to is? US counter to is IPF. And what is IPF saying? We are going back from this globalization idea or efficiency idea. We are going by friendshoring idea. Like friendshoring means put investment not in the most inefficient part, put investment in your friendly states or democratic states. So here the importance of India, importance of Vietnam, importance of Australia, all these countries' importance has been greatly increased in the recent past. From this perspective, IPF is a completely revolutionary initiative, completely you can see a inflection point initiative. Who are the member countries? All these details you can see here. Topic number 28, Multi-Party Interim Appeal Arbitration Agreement, MPIA. What is this? WTO is called as one of the most dysfunctional organization. क्यों? Again, this is again, you can see a consequence of Trump administration isolationist policies. Trump has issues with European countries also. Trump has even issues with NATO. NATO was giving so much support to US European countries. He have issues with that also. So what Trump did is, when this WTO appellate system, how it works is, Europe as well as US, they combinedly recommend some people into this appellate body. Now Trump has disputes related to this. Consequently, there has been no appointment happening in appellate body of WTO. Appellate body में appointment नहीं है तो like हमारे के कोर्ट में है, केसेस सब पेंडिंग कोई सोल्यूशन नहीं है, ऐसे रहता है. Now इसको एक टेम्पररी सोल्यूशन निकालने के लिए लेके आया है मल्टी पार्टी इंटरिम अपील आर्बिट्रेशन एग्रीमेंट. Doesn't completely bring this arbitration a deal, but it works as a, till this appointment happens, this agreement, it will be working based on this agreement. And you can see India is not a part of it, but many countries are a part of it. Mostly those countries have disputes going on, they are basically part of it. इंडिया को बहुत ज़्यादा जीतने वाले disputes नहीं है, हारने वाले disputes है, तो हम कुछ ज़्यादा कुछ मतलब नहीं है. Doha political declaration, what it is about? Least developed countries focus on least developed countries to attain the sustainable development goals, SDGs. Critical minerals investment partnership, again you can see it is a partnership between India and Australia, established in March 2022. What are these critical elements or critical minerals? Basically there is no strict definitions that this bunch are critical minerals. Any mineral that is too much of economic importance है, इसको सब हम critical minerals में categorize करते हैं. Basically कौन कौन है? लिथियम है, कोबाल्ट है, निकल है, ग्राफाइट है, rare earth elements का 17 elements, ये सब चीज critical minerals में आता है. Mineral security partnership, what is recent development? India has joined this particular initiative, again a US led initiative. Objective is to secure critical mineral supply chains, reduce China dependency. All these are organizations directed against China. One way or the other China का dependency कम करने के लिए, trade diversification के लिए, these all organizations are aimed at China only. Critical minerals क्या क्या है ये सब दिया है उधर. India's 5th largest rare earth reserves, that is double of Australia's. This is a huge asset compared to even so many major countries का ज़्यादा है India का critical minerals का. But if you look at the production, India बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं है because we have not explored that reserves to its optimum. Windsor framework. Again question can come, कौन कौन है or what is the purpose? कौन कौन है? It is between United Kingdom and European Union. We have this Brexit happening. Brexit happening है तो थोड़ा थोड़ा छोटा छोटा कंट्रीज है, वेल्स है या आयरलैंड है, ये सब कंट्रीज को क्या क्या करना है, आयरलैंड को क्या क्या करना है, इसको ऊपर है दिस विंडसोर फ्रेमवर्क. 5 आइस कंट्रीज, 5 आइस कंट्रीज कौन कौन है? इंटेलिजेंस शेयरिंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, सिमिलरली बहुत सीक्रेट नेचर का ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है. Recently in news because of this Israel conflict happening in Israel and all of this, so much of conspiracy theories are also there, and related to that this organization is in news. Australia, Canada, New Zealand, United Kingdom, United States, these are the 5 countries of 5I countries. Another UNSC, that is United Nations Statistical Commission. India started its 4-year term as a member of United Nations Statistical Commission. बाकी डिटेल्स अब पढ़ लेना. कौन है इसमें, कौन बैठता है? 24 countries of United Nations selected by United Nations Economics and Social Councils. 4-year term के लिए 24 countries को select करता है, उसका grouping है United Nations Statistical Commission. And India को अभी start किया है, India will be part of it. Then this United Nations Economic and Social Council, 54 members है, again elected by General Assembly, UN General Assembly. 3-year term के लिए elect करता है. PRET initiative, again क्वेश्चन कैन बिकम किसका है, WHO का है, फोकस इज ऑन इम्प्रूव्ड पेंडेमिक प्रिपेयर्डनेस। बाकी WHO कौन है, किधर रहता है, क्या करता है, ये सब चीज नीचे दिया है। सो मेनी इनिशिएटिव्स ऑफ WHO दिया है। गुजरात डिक्लेरेशन दैट इज रिलेटेड टू ट्रेडिशनल मेडिसिन ग्लोबल समिट, प्रोजेक्ट कोलैबोरेशन एग्रीमेंट दैट इज साइंड बिटवीन WHO एंड मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ आयुष, सिद्धा मेडिसिन प्रमोट करने के लिए है ये, सिद्धा एंड बाकी ट्रेडिशनल ट्रीटमेंट मेथडोलॉजीज भी। वर्ल्ड लोकल प्रोडक्शन फोरम, वर्ल्ड लोकल प्रोडक्शन फोरम ये भी WHO का ही है, to increase access to medicine and other healthcare technologies. Codex Alimentarius Commission, we have seen this when we were discussing FAO. This is combinedly by FAO as well as WHO. Objective क्या है, standard set करना, guidelines, all these kind of things. Rest all factual information आप पढ़ लेना। IFAD कौन है, IFAD? इंटरनेशनल फंड फॉर एग्रीकल्चरल डेवलपमेंट, IFAD 1977 ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, हेडक्वार्टर्स दिया है, बाकी सब बेसिक डिटेल्स आपको दिया है, वी आर नॉट गोइंग इनटू टू मच इनटू इट। ओपेक, ओपेक कौन है? ओपेक इज ए कार्टेल, ऑयल कार्टेल। व्हाट इज देयर ऑब्जेक्टिव? ऑयल प्राइस को हाई में मेंटेन करना। ये कैसे करता है? सप्लाई को कंट्रोल करके। एंड रिसेंटली कुछ काम नहीं कर रहा है, क्यों ओपेक? एशियन प्रीमियम का रिसेंट में भी न्यूज में है कि थोड़ा पहले ये ओपेक सिस्टम इसका कुछ काम नहीं कर रहा था। वन थिंग इज ओपेक के बीच में क्लैशेस है, सऊदी अरेबिया एंड ईरान, ये सब लोग सुनता नहीं है, हम कितना भी प्रोड्यूस करता है। सेकेंडली वन ऑफ द मेजर ऑयल प्रोड्यूसर इज रशिया, एंड रशिया वार में है, रशिया को कोई मतलब नहीं है कौन क्या बोल रहा है। रशिया फॉर इट्स ओन बेनिफिट विल प्रोड्यूस हाउ मच इट कैन प्रोड्यूस। सो ड्यू टू ऑल दिस रीजन दिस ओपेक कभी काम नहीं कर रहे हैं। सेकेंड मेजर थिंग इट इज इन न्यूज इज दिस one country has withdrawn from this. Which country is this? Angola has recently withdrawn from this OPEC. This is the OPEC countries you can see here. इसमें this छोटू Angola be not a part of this OPEC. So another is price cap coalition countries. This is like suppliers ऐसे ग्रुप बना रहे हैं, तो हम consumers भी थोड़ा ग्रुप बनाएगा बोल के यूएस, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, कनाडा, EU, जापान, UK, US डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज मिला के ऑयल सस्टेनेबिलिटी के लिए ग्रुप बनाया है, उसका नाम है प्राइस कैप कोएलिशन कंट्रीज। सिमिलरली एशियन प्रीमियम में भी न्यूज में है। एशियन प्रीमियम क्या है? व्हेन दिस प्रोड्यूसर्स लुक एट दिस, व्हाट दे फाइंड इज दिस एशियन कंट्रीज स्पेशली इंडिया एंड चाइना ह्यूज डिपेंडेंस ऑन ओपेक कंट्रीज है। लोग को मिलने के लिए कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है किधर से, हमसे ही खरीदेगा, तो ये लोग टू एक्सप्लॉइट द सिचुएशन दे पुट एक्स्ट्रा चार्जेस ऑन दिस। हाँ, नाउ व्हाट इंडिया इज ट्राइंग टू डू, हाँ हम कुछ डील करेगा। पहले हम ईरान से डील करने के लिए ट्राई कर रहा था, चाबार पोर्ट एंड ऑल देन केम इनटू एक्सिस्टेंस, बट देन व्हाट हैपेंड इज ईरान गॉन इनटू दैट G5+1 agreement, P5+1 agreement से ईरान withdrawn from these. Then again there is now US sanctions on Iran, so India is not too much interested in going ahead with this Iran's plan. Now India is looking at Saudi Arabia, and India has already signed this strategic economic partner agreement with Saudi Arabia. So हम Saudi Arabia से ये without Asian premium खरीदने का try कर रहे हैं। Then another is India has around, I think, more than 100 times India has increased its imports from Russia after this war has begun. नीचे 38, टॉपिक 38, NATO कंट्रीज। NATO क्या है, कैसे है? Very sure whether it is ratified or not. Finland is ratified. स्वीडन भी हो गया, ठीक है। So NATO बहुत ज्यादा नहीं बोल रहा है। कलेक्टिव सिक्योरिटी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है। बेसिक प्रिंसिपल इज दिस, एक को अटैक किया तो हम सब आपको आके अटैक करेगा. देयर इज अ स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक. NATO प्लस है, ये लिखा है ना. NATO प्लस मींस यूएस का फेवरेबल कंट्रीज भी ऐड करो इसमें. विच कंट्रीज है? ऑस्ट्रेलिया, न्यूजीलैंड, जापान, इसराइल, साउथ कोरिया. ये कंट्रीज को भी मिला के बोलने का तरीका है NATO प्लस. दे हैव separate agreement with all these countries. US similar of the NATO, like these are the countries which comes under this nuclear framework of USA, but they are not NATO countries, so उसको भी मिला के बोलता है NATO plus. Similarly, major non NATO ally status, ये अगेन इंपॉर्टेंट डिफेंस पार्टनर्स ऑफ यूएसए को देता है. इंडिया को नहीं दिया है. इंडिया को मेजर डिफेंस पार्टनर ऐसे नाम पे कुछ दिया है, नॉट द मेजर नॉन नेटो एली स्टेटस नहीं दिया है. नाउ यूरोपियन स्काई शील्ड इनिशिएटिव, ऑस्ट्रिया एंड स्विट्जरलैंड रिसेंटली जॉइंड दिस इनिशिएटिव. क्रिएट यूरोपियन एयर एंड मिसाइल डिफेंस सिस्टम. दैट मीन्स दिस बैलिस्टिक मिसाइल डिफेंस सिस्टम यूरोप में इंप्लीमेंट करने के लिए ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है स्काई शील्ड इनिशिएटिव. different countries are joining to be a part of it. Total 19 countries are right now part of it. Yeah. Topic 39, agreement on government procurement, WTO का है और बाकी कुछ रिक्वायरमेंट है. बाइंडिंग है ये, बाइंडिंग फॉर मेंबर्स लिखा है, ठीक है. इंडिया मेंबर है. अगेन इंडिया ड्रॉप आउट किया है. United Nations Human Rights Council, so much reasons this organization is in news, especially related to Gaza. The statement this organization is making related to Gaza. So study everything about this organization, composition, whether it is legally binding, its provisions. Not legally binding है. Is India member? India is currently a member of this organization. Vienna Declaration and Program of Action, that is an initiative by this organization. Strengthen human rights, that is the objective. International Organization for Migration, again too much of factual information, I am not too much going into it. I2U2, a very interesting organization. We have one mains question also regarding this. कौन कौन है I2U2 में? India, Israel, USA and UAE. These 4 countries are part of it. And this you can see is a post development of Abraham Accords. Abraham Accords क्या है? Israel's normalization of Israel's relation with Arab countries. पहले क्या था, कोई इसराइल को एक्सेप्ट करने के लिए तैयार नहीं था. Only Egypt was accepting from early times. Then we have seen this, why UAE is coming close with Israel. UAE, if you can see, like UAE's major interest lies in business, in diversification. Even if you look at the UAE economy, what you expect in all other Arab countries is major money is oil, but UAE is not oil dependent country. Most of the revenue of UAE is coming from tourism, other businesses, not from oil. So UAE is trying to diversify itself, and for diversification UAE is very strategically located. On one side you have Israel. Israel have expertise in lot of technologies, modern technologies, research capabilities, all these kind of things. And we have India on this side, and India have so much huge market potential is there. If you can invest, you can make so much of returns on these. So these countries are all like aligned, economically aligned together. Now I2U2 is just an offshoot of all these developments. US, how US role इसमें कुछ नहीं है, just a facilitator role है US का. क्वाड इनिशिएटिव, क्वाड प्लस इनिशिएटिव, ये सब पढ़ लेना. इसमें एक वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग टर्म है, दैट इज डार्क शिपिंग. डार्क शिपिंग क्या है? कोई शिपिंग वेसल्स क्या करता है, यूजुअली शिपिंग वेसल्स का एक ऑटोमेटिक आइडेंटिफिकेशन सिस्टम है. वो ऑन किया तो उसका लोकेशन, उसका आइडेंटिफिकेशन, लाइक नियर पोर्ट्स है या नियर कोई और शिप आ रहा है, हाँ, तो ये नियर बाई शिप को पता चलता है, हाँ ये हमारा शिप ही है या कमर्शियल शिप है या नॉन अटैकिंग कोई पायरेट्स नहीं है. ये सब चीज़ हम नॉर्मली ये ऑटोमेटिक आइडेंटिफिकेशन सिस्टम से पता होता है. बट सम शिप्स क्या करता है, ये ऑफ करके शिपिंग करता है, एंड ये शिप्स को हम बोलता है डार्क शिपिंग. Shipping related, recently India has blocked one ship that was going from China to Pakistan. In the news, and India bought into Gujarat coast. But India was saying it was having CNC machines. CNC machines means 3D printing machines. What India's claim is this is machines to print this nuclear bomb technology. अगर we have so many treaties like ऐसे नहीं बेच सकता ना, like nuclear weapon making things हम बेचने के लिए treaties है, obligations है, ये बिना obligation they are sending it to Pakistan. So India has stopped this and Pakistan claim is ऐसे stop करने के लिए किसको right नहीं है. These are normal CNC machines, unnecessarily stop कर रहा है. That was the claim of Pakistan. Now Washington Declaration, again US and South Korea के बीच में है. Prevent nuclear attack on South Korea इसके लिए है. So again South Korea का attention only North Korea ही है, and they have the system of THAAD. What is THAAD? THAAD. I think one previous question भी है इसके ऊपर. Air defense system. Similarly, similar thing of Israel को क्या बोलता है? Iron Dome. Topic 44. Black Sea Grain Initiative. ये किस चीज के लिए? Context क्या था? Ukraine was like wheat bowl of the world. Ukraine में war हुआ. That means wheat was export was not happening. Wheat prices का spike हुआ, and India also benefited from this. For 1 year, India has exported wheat from India. After that क्या हुआ? Next year, India was having record low wheat production. क्यों? Heat waves हुआ था during the time of this wheat cultivation in March, I guess. There were severe heat waves throughout the country, and it has impacted Indian wheat production. And we were having like unusually low wheat output during that year. And कुछ ऐसे हुआ तो गवर्नमेंट सीधे वही करता है कि wheat exports को बैन किया. तो later इंडिया को कोई बेनिफिट नहीं मिला. इंडिया was also criticized for this. क्रिटिसाइज क्यों किया? हाँ, नॉट ए रिलायबल ट्रेड पार्टनर है. एक साल बेचते हैं, नेक्स्ट साल नहीं बेचा, वो भी फूड आइटम्स में ऐसे कर रहा है, तो दिस विल अफेक्ट फूड सिक्योरिटी इन डिफरेंट पार्ट्स ऑफ द वर्ल्ड बोल के. सो सिमिलरली ब्लैक ग्रेन इनिशिएटिव का बेसिक चीज आप पढ़ रहे हैं ना. करंट स्टेटस क्या है? दिस वाज एन एग्रीमेंट ब्रॉट इन फॉर 120 days. आफ्टर दैट इट वाज एक्सटेंडेड 1-2 times. करंटली एक्सपायर्ड है. करंटली ऐसे कोई इनिशिएटिव एक्सिस्टिंग नहीं है. मैप ऑफ यूक्रेन एंड रिलेटेड एरियाज आपको पढ़ना है तो पढ़ सकता है, बट कितना पूछेगा? 2 साल पूछ लिया. बट ये ओशियन वाटर बॉडीज इसके ऊपर बहुत साल पूछ सकता है. स्ट्रेट्स, छोटे छोटे वाटर बॉडीज है उधर, सी ऑफ एरो, ब्लैक सी, ये सब चीजों मिस मत करना. फोरम फॉर इंडिया पैसिफिक आइलैंड कोऑपरेशन FIPC. इंडिया एंड 14 पैसिफिक आइलैंड्स का ग्रुपिंग है. कौन कौन कंट्रीज है? बहुत छोटे छोटे कंट्रीज है. माइक्रोनेशिया, मार्शल आइलैंड्स, फिजी, कुक आइलैंड्स. सब डिटेल्स पढ़ने का जरूरत नहीं है, ऑब्जेक्टिव पढ़ो, छोड़ दो. टॉपिक 46, वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक. सिल्कवर्म ईटिंग स्ट्रेटेजी. क्या ये? सिल्कवर्म सिल्क प्रोडक्शन के लिए कुछ नहीं है. दिस इज सलामी स्लाइसिंग स्ट्रेटेजी ऑफ चाइना. उसका अनदर वर्ड है सिल्कवर्म ईटिंग स्ट्रेटेजी. What does it mean? Like if what is salami slicing as well as the silkworm eating. Silkworm कैसे खाता है? You seen silkworm में बहुत छोटा होता है इतना, but it will eat a full leaf. How it eats? इसका एक एक पार्ट से स्टार्ट करता है, छोटे छोटे स्टेप्स लेके. Now what China does is, if they take a very big action, there will be military response. There will be global response against China. There will be a lot of disturbances. So, suppose for example, China has to increase their military presence in Himalayas or military presence in some other XYZ region. What they do is, first उधर एक military post लगाएगा. हाँ, तो एक है तो मे बी थोड़ा छोटा फाइट हो जाएगा, बट ये फाइट देन सॉल्व करेगा, बट वो पोस्ट नहीं हटाएगा उधर से. तो एक पोस्ट आ गया, देन वो पोस्ट में थोड़ा महीने बाद थोड़ा उसका स्ट्रेंथ बढ़ाएगा. देन 1-2 साल बाद उधर पूरा एक डिफेंस एस्टेब्लिशमेंट एस्टेब्लिश करता है. तो दिस स्ट्रेटजी को बोलता है लाइक बिगर ऑब्जेक्टिव अचीव करने के लिए यू आर नॉट टेकिंग एनी बिग स्टेप, यू आर टेकिंग वेरी स्मॉल इंक्रीमेंटल स्टेप्स टू अचीव ए मच ग्रेटर रोल. दिस स्ट्रेटजी को बोलता है इज सलामी स्लाइसिंग और eating, silkworm eating strategy. क्या बोल रहे हैं? हाँ हाँ. This strategy is used in the context of Taiwan. ताइवान में ये ताइवान का कॉन्टेक्स्ट में, एंड ताइवान में भी बहुत छोटा छोटा आइलैंड्स है. मैप एक बार माइंड में रख लेना, एंड इसका रिलेटेड कुछ क्वेश्चन आ गया मिस आउट मत हो जाना. ताइवान में एज वेल एज इन दिस साउथ चाइना सी में 9 डैश लाइन, इसके प्रीवियसली भी पूछा है 9 डैश लाइन सब चीज के ऊपर. टॉपिक 47 ILO recently released a report, a call for safer and healthier working environments. ILO is a very old organization, 1919 origin है. बाकी सब factual information है, we are not going to discuss all of this. 48 is little interesting, UNSC reforms. UNSC क्या है? Permanent organization. कितना members है? 15 members. 5 permanent members and 10 non-permanent members. And non-permanent members will be elected for 3 years by this UN General Assembly. India is many times a part of this, but India is not a permanent member. Permanent member को एक और power है, veto power. That means if they are not agreeing, then any decision of UNSC will not happen. Now UNSC ये सही है, ये गलत है, इसके ऊपर बहुत लोगों को बहुत ओपिनियन है. वन इज दिस अफ्रीकन यूनियन. अफ्रीकन यूनियन का कंसर्न क्या है? अफ्रीकन यूनियन सही से पढ़ लेना. व्हाई इट इज टू मच इंपॉर्टेंट? G20 में भी हम उसको पकड़ के बैठाया. इट वाज गिवन टू मच इंपॉर्टेंस इन G20. क्वेश्चन कैन कम ऑन अफ्रीकन यूनियन, इसका बेसिक्स के ऊपर. अफ्रीकन यूनियन का UNSC रिफॉर्म्स का स्टैंड क्या है? ऑफिशियल स्टैंड ये है कि हम इतना बड़ा ज्योग्राफी है, इतना लोग है, इतना बड़ा इकोनॉमी है, हमको एक कंट्री भी नहीं है UNSC में परमानेंट मेंबर्स में. So this is injustice, geographical injustice बोल सकता है, geographical discrimination बोल सकता है. So there should be at least 2 permanent African members in UNSC. This is the official stand of African Union. But again in Africa there is too much countries. So कोई countries इसके against भी बोलता है, कोई countries कुछ और stands भी लेता है. We are not too much discussing it. Second is a group of G4 nations. G4 nations: India, Brazil, Japan and Germany. These are like Duki group. These people want something to happen, some more importance given to them. They think that they are like they have grown 1950s नहीं है, हम इतना ग्रो किया, we are more important now, so हमको भी परमानेंट पोजीशन होना चाहिए. तो ये लोग क्या करता है? 4 लोगों का परमानेंट पोजीशन सपोर्ट करता है. इंडिया सपोर्ट परमानेंट मेंबरशिप फॉर दिस जापान, जर्मनी and Brazil, and this country mutually support करता है. Secondly, there is Uniting for Consensus Group or Coffee Club. These are a group of countries including Argentina, Pakistan, all these countries. So इसका स्टैंड आप पाकिस्तान से कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं. इंडिया कोई कर रहा है उसको अपोज करना है. तो ये क्या बोलता है? कोई चेंज नहीं चाहिए हमको, अब कैसे है वैसे ही चाहिए. दे आर अपोजिंग द चेंज. ग्रुप ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है. कॉफी क्लब भी बोलता है, यूनाइटिंग फॉर कंसेंसस ग्रुप भी बोलता है. L69 ग्रुप ऑफ डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज. इसमें 69 नहीं, बहुत ज़्यादा कंट्रीज है. 69 व्हेन स्टार्ट किया 69 था, बट उसके बाद मेंबरशिप बढ़ाया है. अरब लीग एंड कैरिबियन कम्युनिटी. अरब मिडल ईस्ट का है. मिडल ईस्ट अगेन बोलता है अरब कंट्रीज भी होना चाहिए UNSC में. कैरिकॉम क्या बोलता है? हम भी होना चाहिए. मिड साउथ ईस्ट क्या ये लोग? साउथ अमेरिकन कंट्रीज. साउथ अमेरिकन कंट्रीज को भी रिप्रेजेंटेशन होना चाहिए. So all these different stands, different groupings, details of major groupings, African Union, map, almost all African countries are part of this. कोई countries को पकड़ के suspend किया है, like this country कौन है ये? माली, गिनिया, कुछ नाइगर, सूडान, ऐसे कुछ countries को suspend किया है. Otherwise all major part of the Africa is part of this. Arab League का भी details provide किया है. Similarly, OIC, Organization of Islamic Cooperation, is India part of this? Most of this is a like Islamic organization, and India is having second largest Islamic population in the world. Still, India is not a part of it because Pakistan is opposing India's membership, and Pakistan claim is this organization consider this POK as IOK, Indian Occupied Kashmir. तो इंडिया को भी ये स्टैंड एक्सेप्टेबल नहीं है. and due to the influence of Pakistan, Indian membership is also blocked in this organization. Organization of Islamic Cooperation, 57 members are there. This also organization also has some tagline like outside United Nations highest membership organization, ऐसे कुछ tagline भी है इसको. Organization of Islamic Cooperation, 57 members है, 1969 formed है. Collective voice of Muslim world, that is the overall objective. Now there is a Gulf Cooperation Council. इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा countries नहीं है, इसका याद रखना. Only few Gulf countries are a part of this. Gulf countries में भी पूरा नहीं है. Yemen is not a part of it. कौन कौन है? United Arab Emirates है, बहरीन है, सऊदी अरेबिया, कतर है, ओमान, कुवैत है. Iran and Iraq are not a part of this organized. Yemen is also not part. CARICOM ये सब आप पढ़ लेना. C+C5 summit. What is it? Again a map Central Asia का put किया है. Question can come on all of many things. Central Asia से water bodies का पढ़ लेना. Lake कुछ मिस मत होना. Straits which connects different water bodies, उसको ऊपर भी क्वेश्चन आ सकता है, कुछ मिस आउट मत कर लेना. इवन 2023 में अफ्रीका से क्वेश्चन आया है. नेक्स्ट बार अफ्रीका छोड़ दिया तो सेंट्रल एशिया, मिडल ईस्ट, ये दोनों जगह इज हाई प्रोबेबल एरियाज. C+C5 summit. C is for China, C5 is for 5 Central Asian countries: Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan. And one of the most dominant organization here is SCO. Recent development is Iran is also taken as a part of SCO. Now there is total 9 members, 5 C5 organizations, then China है, Russia है, India है, Pakistan है, then Iran भी है अभी. और कौन है? And SCO का one of the permanent mechanism is RATS mechanism, headquartered in Tashkent, Uzbekistan. Idea is combating terrorism. One reason why India was so keen to join SCO was to get the intelligence, direct access to intelligence activities in this Central Asia. Yeah. Topic 50, innovation handshake between India and USA startup ecosystem के लिए है. Topic 51, supply chain resilience initiative, SCRI, किसके बीच में है? To enhance supply chain in Indo-Pacific region, India, Japan and Australia, 3 countries are part of it. 2 चीज से क्वेश्चन आता है, इसमें पर्पस नहीं पूछेगा बिकॉज सप्लाई चेन रेसिलियंस इनिशिएटिव मींस इट इज सेल्फ एक्सप्लेनेटरी. इसका बीच में है, इसमें स्टेटमेंट बना सकते हैं, इसमें नंबर भी कुछ भी पूछ सकते हैं. इंडिया, जापान एंड ऑस्ट्रेलिया आर पार्ट ऑफ इट. अल हकीम मॉस्क प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने विजिट किया. ये किधर है? इजिप्ट में है, इन दाऊदी बोरा कम्युनिटी का है. इंडिया में ये कम्युनिटी किधर रहता है? गुजरात में रहता है. टॉपिक 53, Group of Global Crisis Response Group. Again, India accepted UNSG's invitation to join this Champions Group, launched in 2022 by United Nations Secretary General. Champions Group address the global crisis in food security, energy, finance, coordinate international as a part of it, mobilize solutions, develop strategies for vulnerable countries. ये सब objective है इसका. यूनाइटेड नेशन सेक्रेटरी जनरल का लाइक सेल्फ इनिशिएटिव है ये. ग्रुप ऑफ ग्लोबल क्राइसिस रिस्पॉन्स ग्रुप. नाउ 54, केमिकल वेपन्स कन्वेंशन. क्यों न्यूज में है? बिकॉज द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन फॉर प्रोहिबिशन ऑफ केमिकल वेपन्स confirmed destruction of declared chemical weapons stockpiles, making a milestone for chemical weapons convention. Like one of the basic requirement of this treaty was कोई countries पे है वो सब destroy कर दें. Now this organization is saying हम successfully destroy किया है. This is having 193 members, near universal membership है. It has got Nobel Prize in 2013. बाकी सब पढ़ लेना. India is a member obviously. Convention on cluster munitions. This was in news. What is this cluster munitions? Ukraine को दिया था and Ukraine used it in Russia and all. Why? What? How it works? ऐसे बॉम्ब जाता है, डालता है यूजुअली. क्लस्टर म्यूनिशंस क्या करता है, बीच में से स्प्लिट हो जाता है, तो 5, 6, 7 बहुत ज़्यादा लोकेशंस में बॉम्ब का इम्पैक्ट पड़ जाता है. सो बाकी सब फैक्चुअल इंफॉर्मेशन है. होरिजॉन 2047 framework between India and France, celebrating 20 years of strategic partnership. Theme: One Earth, One Family, One Future. Topic 56: US-India Strategic Clean Energy Partnership. Strategic Clean Energy Partnership, that is between US and India. बाकी सब self-explanatory है. South Asia Group for Energy, that is a related organization, and RETAP, that is another related organizations. All this objective is related to clean energy related developments. Topic 57: Local Currency Settlement Framework, that is between India and UAE, that is to do trade in Indian rupee and this dirham in UAE dirham. These two इसमें trade करने के लिए है. Bilateral trade to reach 100 billion within next 5 years. World Coin Project. This is a project by this CEO of OpenAI, Sam Altman. What is it about? To create a global identity system called World ID, leveraging cryptocurrencies to distribute funds worldwide and facilitate 2 million users from its beta period. Science tech related चीज है because so much of emerging technology related चीज. 59 टॉपिक ब्रिक्स के ऊपर दिख गया है. ब्रिक्स ने क्या किया, so much of countries को पकड़ के ऐड किया. कौन कौन कंट्रीज है? अर्जेंटीना, इजिप्ट, इथियोपिया, ईरान, सऊदी अरेबिया, यूएई, ये सब कंट्रीज को ऐड किया. हाँ, अर्जेंटीना डिडंट जॉइन, ऐसे कुछ हुआ. सो earlier it was easy to remember, now थोड़ा टफ हो गया. Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, UAE will be part of it. Johannesburg 2 declaration and BRICS का बैंक को हम बोलते हैं न्यू डेवलपमेंट बैंक and all this kind of things. IBSA, that is trilateral deal between 3 countries, India, Brazil and South Africa. में China and Russia नहीं है. Brasilia declaration is related to formation of IBSA. Global SDG Acceleration Fund, GSAF, again a G20 initiative है. Proposed at B20. B20 is like a summit of G20, business related summit of G20, इसको B20 बोलता है. मैत्र सेतु, that is between India and Bangladesh. त्रिपुरा से कनेक्ट कर रहा है बांग्लादेश से. बाकी फैक्चुअल डिटेल्स पढ़ लेना. स्पिरिट ऑफ द कैंप डेविड, joint statement titled Spirit of the Camp David, issued by leaders of US, Japan and South Korea. Objective: summit aim to project unity against China's growing power and nuclear threats from North Korea. Two things counter कर रहा है, China's growing concerns, growing power concerns and North Korea's nuclear threat. Topic 63, UN Office for South-South Cooperation. इसमें सब factual information है. One interesting thing is this Brandt line. Because now Brandt line, you should understand it is a curve distinguishing economic north and economic south. Virtual line है that connects between global north and global south. इसको हम बोलते हैं Brandt line. Topic 64, International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, serves as a pivotal entity for nuclear cooperation and safeguards. All these are factual information. NPT, Non-Proliferation Treaty. Now, कितना countries? 191 countries are part of it. कौन कौन नहीं है? इंडिया नहीं है. बहुत countries नहीं है. पाकिस्तान नहीं है. इसराइल नहीं है. Why India is not a part of NPT? India says that this is a discriminatory treaty. What kind of discrimination? 5 कंट्रीज को न्यूक्लियर हैव्स बोल के रखा है एंड बाकी लोग न्यूक्लियर वेपन्स डेवलप मत करो बोल रहा है, तो इंडिया से इज दैट दिस इज डिस्क्रिमिनेटरी, हम नहीं ज्वाइन करेगा. देन नीचे बोथ ट्रीटीज रिलेटेड टू दिस न्यूक्लियर वेपन्स और चीज दिया है. ये सब डिस्कस करने के लिए कोई इंडिया इज नॉट अ पार्ट ऑफ मोस्ट ऑफ दिस ट्रीटीज. आई थिंक कोई ट्रीटी इंडिया साइन नहीं किया है रिलेटेड टू दिस न्यूक्लियर वेपन्स रिलेटेड ट्रीटी. ठीक है, वी आर नॉट डिस्कसिंग टू मच डिटेल्स इनटू इट. फैक्चुअल डिटेल्स है. न्यूक्लियर सप्लायर्स ग्रुप, बट दिस इज समथिंग इंडिया वांट टू ज्वाइन, बट इंडिया को एंट्री नहीं देता. न्यूक्लियर सप्लायर्स ग्रुप का अनदर नाम है लंडन क्लब. So India status not a member primarily due to not signing NPT and opposition from countries like China. So NSG में criteria है, only NPT signed countries can come and join this. But India without signing NPT has nuclear deal with US, has nuclear deal with even Japan. Japan is one of the most conservative countries to sign nuclear technology deals. So India has deals with all these countries. So India is making a claim to this NSG, but China says that ऐसे इंडिया को दे रहे तो पाकिस्तान को भी देना चाहिए, बट दैट इज नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल. सो दोनों भी आउटसाइड ऑफ एनएसजी है. इंडिया सऊदी अरेबिया स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप काउंसिल एसपीसी. India is the fourth country after UK, France and China to sign this with Saudi Arabia. Again, India, Saudi Arabia, you can see so much of development happening. Similar to UAE, what Saudi Arabia is doing to follow the path of UAE. You can see so much of optimistic projects, or you can see revolutionary kind of ideas being pursued in Saudi Arabia. They also want to diversify their economy outside oil to other sectors also. कफाला सिस्टम ये क्या है? अगर आप एक कंट्री में जा रहे हैं, देयर शुड बी इन कंट्री स्पॉन्सर टू यू, एंड ये स्पॉन्सर मोस्टली क्या करता है, आपको जॉब चेंज करना है, आपको कब वापस जाना है, ये सबसे स्पॉन्सर डिसाइड करता है. So this kind of system still exists in some of the countries. उसको हम कफाला सिस्टम बोलता है. Mostly in Arab countries related to these migrant workers coming from India and all other different parts of the world. United Nations Convention Against Transnational Organized Crime, UNTOC. Why it is news? Again, organized crime against organization है ये, adopted by UN General Assembly in 2000. There is one declaration name in this, Palermo Declaration Convention. This is related to this UNTOC. 191 parties including India has joined this organization. India में CBI is the nodal authority for handling this organization. Inter-Parliamentary Forum, very old organization founded in 1889. पार्लियामेंट्री कंट्रीज का ग्रुपिंग है. फैक्चुअल इंफॉर्मेशन यू कैन गो थ्रू दिस. इसराइल हमास कॉन्फ्लिक्ट. इसराइल हमास कॉन्फ्लिक्ट से क्या क्वेश्चन आ सकता है? मैपिंग के वेरी हाई चांस क्वेश्चन विल कम ऑन मैपिंग्स. बाकी सब कॉन्स्पिरेसी थियरीज है, या फॉरेन पॉलिसी स्टैंसेस है, ईरान का इन्फ्लुएंस, ये सब चीज में आने का चांसेस बहुत कम है. हमारे सिलेबस से ज्यादा कोई रिलेशन नहीं, मैप से बहुत ज्यादा है. एंड कोई ऑपरेशन तूफान अल अक्सा, दैट इज इसराइल्स हमास अटैक ऑन इसराइल, सरप्राइज अटैक ऑन दिस October 7th October, something like that. That is called as Operation Tufan al-Aqsa. Operation Iron Sword, that is this Israel counter attack on this Hamas. Two-state solution, that is spoken in the context of Israel and Palestine, and India also support this two-state solution. There is one term also, hyphenated foreign policy. What is non-hyphenated foreign policy? Dehyphenated foreign policy. That means India will deal with Israel as well as India will deal with Palestine. India is not coming in between the conflict or these issues. बाकी सब फैक्चुअल इंफॉर्मेशन है. डिटेल्ड मैप इधर प्रोवाइडेड है, कैन गो थ्रू दिस. एंड इधर का नियर बाय वाटर बॉडीज, मेडिटेरेनियन सी, ये सब चीज का मैप पढ़ लेना. रेड सी इज समवेयर नियर, डेड सी इज देयर, देन मेडिटेरेनियन सी इज देयर, रेड सी विल बी समवेयर हियर इन दिस डायरेक्शन में होगा, तो ये सब चीज पढ़ लेना. पीस अग्रीमेंट बिटवीन इसराइल एंड अरब्स from 1978 Camp David Accords to Abraham Accords in the recent agreement. Topic 74 Montreux Convention. Again, which strait? Turkish strait का बात कर रहे हैं, इधर मैप प्रोवाइडेड नहीं है, सो जाके मैप पढ़ लेना. हम क्लास में दिया है बट मटेरियल में नहीं है. You should have an idea of this area, straits, Turkish strait that is being in news. Agreement on Dantelis and Bosphorus Strait. India out campaign, ये कौन कर रहे हैं? Maldives. Only again map is important. Maldives किधर है, आसपास कौन कौन है, ये सब चीज एक बार देख लेना. Article 99 of UN Charter. क्या क्वेश्चन आ सकता है? ये क्या है? क्या ये? Allows UN Secretary General to bring Security Council's attention to any matter that may threaten international peace and security. So this is a special power for UN Secretary General. Topic 77 Global Cooperation and Training Framework, GCTF, that is again between US and Taiwan. Other countries like Japan, Australia has also joined it. India is not a member. Sorry. क्या टॉपिक्स बचा है? नॉन अलाइनमेंट मूवमेंट, टू मच नहीं डिस्कस कर रहे, पढ़ लेना. Hague Apostolate Convention, that is related to India's member of apostolic must accept documents. It is related to like documents, birth, marriage, death certificate, ये सब प्रोसेस ईज करने के लिए एग्रीमेंट है. राइट नाउ G20 related news compilation you can see. वासुदेव कुटुंबकम, that was theme that was highlighted. किस उपनिषद से लिया है? उपनिषद से सत्यमेव जयते. वासुदेव कुटुंबकम इज कमिंग फ्रॉम महाउपनिषद चैप्टर. ये सब रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है. G20 में कौन कौन है? 19 कंट्रीज प्लस यूरोपियन यूनियन है. यूरोपियन यूनियन है, now African Union is given so much of importance. European Union is not part of the countries. Developing countries say 20 countries are part of this. You can see here the name of the countries, members and all. Outcome was Delhi Declaration. Delhi Declaration में क्या क्या आया? Commitment to triple XYZ चीज ये सब इधर दिया है, पढ़ लेना. Global Partnership on Financial Inclusion. This is something that came out of outcome of this G20 summit. G20 Digital Innovation Alliance. Similarly, Global International Biofuel Alliance. This is something recommended by India also, so very high chance of coming. Millet International Initiative on Research and Awareness, MIRA. This is again done initiative that is supported by India. Global Food Regulators Summit 2023, organized in Delhi as a part of G20 event. Theme One Earth, One Family, One Future. India IMEC, this was so much of in news throughout the year. India Middle East Economic Corridor. What is the idea? To connect India with the European country through Middle East. India will be connected from Mumbai, will be connected through sea to Jebeli in UAE. Then there will be a rail corridor through Saudi Arabia. Then it will be connected to Israel, Haifa in Israel. From there, Mediterranean Sea is there. It will be connected to Greece. So India is connecting a economic corridor from India to this. Which part? European countries. This was the objective of IMEC. Why it was in news? Majorly it was in news because of the conspiracy theories related to this. If this is implemented, which countries are coming together? If you look at all the conflicts happening in Middle East, 3 लोग है उधर. कौन है? One is Israel, second is Iran, third is Saudi Arabia led group. Shia Saudi Arabia, Sunnis with Iran. Then this दोनों को पसंद नहीं है वाला इसराइल. Okay, Saudi is Sunni, Shia is Iran. ठीक है. Now, if you look at the power balance between these, what you can see is Iran has conflict, or you can say controversially developed a nuclear technology or framework. Something is going on there. ये सभी को पता है. अब किस लेवल पे है ये क्वेश्चन पे है. Israel already has these nuclear technologies. Israel को कोई मतलब नहीं है NPT ये सब चीज, उसका पास nuclear weapons है. Now who is missing out? The Saudi group. They are not under any nuclear umbrella or nuclear protection. Now consequence of all of this will be IMEC भी आया. We have seen from Abraham Accords, then I2U2. All this what is going up, coming together of Israel and the Saudi group. You can see these countries are accepting Israel. They are increasing trade with Israel. Now as a part of IMEC, G20 IMEC आ गया तो क्या होगा? There will be more economic integration between Israel, one group of Saudi Arabia led group, then India. So this will be, this combined group, Iran considered as a very big threat against its existence. So they have planned something, and we have seen the recent developments in Middle East related to this action by Iran against IMEC. There is also a conspiracy theories in news. Baki factual information pad lena. This organization is also very much important, very similar to IMEC, that is Partnership for Global Infrastructure Investment, PGII, announced by G7 nations in 2021. Now from 87 you will see some multinational banks. Already some banks हम cover किया है, हम मिस आउट हुआ वो बैंक का इंफॉर्मेशन दिया है. EBRD है, कंट्री पार्टनरशिप स्ट्रेटजी. दिस वाज, क्या क्वेश्चन आ सकता है, कौन रिलीज किया है? दिस इज ए रिलीज्ड बाय ADB और एशियन डेवलपमेंट बैंक. टॉपिक 88. बाकी सब XYZ पर्पस ये सब आप पढ़ लेना. पर्पस इज डिजाइन ऑपरेशंस फॉर कंट्री लेवल डेवलपमेंट रिसर्च. एशियन डेवलपमेंट बैंक ये सब इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोवाइडेड है, मैप भी दिया है. देन अनदर बैंक इज AIIB, that is Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. More than 57 countries है, नहीं 57 founding members है. More than 100 members are part of this. Largest shareholding China का पास है, second India का पास है. ठीक है. Regional members constitute 75% of the voting power in this Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. New Development Bank, this is a part of BRICS. So BRICS members are the founding members of New Development Bank. Business Ready, what is this? An initiative of World Bank. Evaluate, improve business or investment climate. That is the XYZ objective. So that's the end of the session. Almost every organization we have covered. All the major organizations you can think of that is relevant for examination we have covered. बाकी कुछ maps इसमें missing है. When you are studying also, you think that some maps missing है, some आपको research ज़्यादा करना है, आप add on कर देना. इसके अलावा there will be one updation material as I told before. So this will probably cover this international relations part. Next we will have the science and tech class. That will be on Monday 6 PM. We will wind up this session. Thank you so much.